Today, I have an opportunity to talk about some very important products. The United States right now, we've been saying now more than ever a lot. And the reason we've been saying that is because in the current climate, unicity is needed now more than ever. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get started. So I want everybody to take a look at this picture. Think about a time you've been alone in the mountains, in the forest, seen a scene like this. Think about all the different plants that you've seen on this earth. Now, if you've ever gotten to go to a zoo, you may have seen some of these animals. When I go into the mountains, I see lots of different kinds of animals. When I watch TV, I see lots of different kinds of animals on TV that I've never seen in person. I want you to think a little bit about how these plants and animals interact with each other. Sometimes plants and animals work together to make the earth a better place. But there's some species of animals, humans are one of them, that can be destructive to the earth. Think about the world we live in. It's a large place with lots of different plants, lots of different animals, lots of different kinds of people. But if we zoom out, the world starts to look smaller. If we think about the scale of our solar system, the earth isn't that big anymore. Now the plants and the animals that live in the earth are very, very small. All of the plants and animals that you thought of, all of your friends in your family, and even us, we're like the microbiome for the earth. The earth is full of animals and full of life, and it can't control it. It can't control the types of things that live in it. Some animals help the earth, some animals hurt the earth. So if we think about the microbiome being all the living things on the earth, we can relate that to our own microbiome. We're different than the earth because we can control our microbiome. I'm going to continue talking about gut health because gut health is critically important to immune health. Up to 80% of our immune system lives in our gut. So if we want a healthy immune system, we need a healthy gut. This slide is pretty complicated, but I just want you to pay attention to one thing. If you get a group of 1,000 or so people and you look at their microbiome, you'll find that in their microbiomes, there's about 10,000 microbial genes, or 10 million microbial genes. These genes are encoding for proteins that are being expressed within our bodies. We have up to 10 million microbial genes in the human population, and we have at the most 20 to 25,000 human genes. So that gives you an example of how much is going on within our body that's not even human. There's even microbes that live on our skin. This picture shows that even when there's not very many different microbes, the small molecules, the proteins, the chemicals that they're excreting are incredibly diverse. So we have many millions of microbes living on us and inside of us. And these millions of microbes are excreting tens of millions of small molecules that interact with our body. And if we have good, healthy bacteria living on us and in us, it makes a drastic difference in our health. This is one small example of the difference that microbiome can play. When babies are born, they basically don't have much of a microbiome of their own. Depending on how they're born and how they're fed, their microbiome changes drastically. Depending on their microbiome, scientists were able to determine differences in how they were likely to turn out in the next few years. Scientists studied the microbiome of the infant at 1 month, and they were able to find one group of babies that had a different microbiome. They were able to find that 2 years later, after following up with these babies, the baby with the different, less healthy microbiome was significantly more likely to be overweight. The more we look into microbiome and its effects on human health, there are dramatic effects on mental health, such as depression and autism. There are dramatic effects on metabolic syndrome and diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular disease. So the more we learn, the more we find out that microbiome is critical to human health. One good thing for us is that we can change our microbiome. Within a few days of changing our diet, our microbiome can begin to change. One of the best ways to start changing our microbiome for the better, Bio7 feeds other good bacteria that are already existing in my system. So Bio7 is a great way to continue building a healthy microbiome. We know that microbiome is one of the most important pieces to overall metabolic health. We know that up to 80% of our immune system lives in our gut. So if we want to support our immune health long term, we need to build a healthy microbiome. That's why I take Probiotic Plus every day. Unicity has several products that support immune health in this way. One great product is Hawaiian Noni. Hawaiian Noni is kind of a mix between a microbiome product and an immune health product. Hawaiian Noni contains a large dose of prebiotic fiber to help support gut health, because we know that immune health and gut health are very closely related. But Hawaiian Noni has other ingredients that help support immune health. Noni fruit has been clinically shown to support immune health. It contains important phytochemicals, polysaccharides, and antioxidants. All of these important molecules have been shown to support metabolic health and immune health. Another key ingredient is sea buckthorn. There's a special group of chemicals in sea buckthorn called flavonoids. And the flavonoid content of sea buckthorn has been shown to improve immune health. Hawaiian Noni also contains zinc. Zinc is a mineral that is critical to all sorts of functions in our body. Zinc was discovered to be critical for immune function. There are many enzymes in our body that depend on zinc to work. So zinc is a critical piece of how Hawaiian Noni supports immune health. Another immune supporting ingredient is allopolysaccharides. But allopolysaccharides are well known to modulate the immune system. So Hawaiian Noni is a great mix of supporting gut health and supporting immune health. Hawaiian Noni is another great product that you can take every day. This is another great product. It's called chlorospirulina. I want to talk a little bit about what chlorospirulina is. Chlorospirulina, the key ingredient is called spirulina. Sometimes when I talk to people, there's confusion between chlorospirulina and supergreen. And I want to try and clear up that confusion for all of you. Supergreen is based on a single molecule called sodium copper chlorophyllin. Supergreen is an amazing product for helping our body remove toxins. Chlorospirulina is based on a whole cell product. Spirulina is the main ingredient in chlorospirulina, and it is an algae. We use the entire cell. That means that chlorospirulina contains a significant amount of protein, fat, micronutrients. Spirulina is one of the world's most dense foods as far as vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients. When I go hiking, sometimes I go off the trail. If I come across the scene like this picture, I'm not very happy. This is too dense, too many trees, too much foliage. This picture full of dense trees is like spirulina. It's densely packed with vitamins, minerals, nutrients. There are many scientists that say that spirulina is the world's most perfect single food because it's so densely packed with all the things that we need. Chlorospirulina contains a significant amount of protein, and clinical studies on spirulina itself have shown increased strength from the use of spirulina. Spirulina also contains a significant amount of antioxidants. These antioxidants reduce overall oxidative stress on our body. Spirulina is considered a superfood. It promotes overall metabolic health. Studies on spirulina have shown that it can reduce blood sugar. Studies have shown that spirulina can reduce LDL cholesterol and blood pressure. Studies have also shown that spirulina can promote weight loss. So chlorospirulina is a great product for total metabolic health. Chlorospirulina can also help support our immune system because studies have shown that spirulina can increase white blood cells in our body. This means that our body will be more ready to fight inflammation. So chlorospirulina is a product that can keep us healthy in many, many ways. So we eat to be lean as much as we can. We eat healthy. We try our best to support our metabolic health by eating the foods that we should be eating. Sometimes it's difficult to eat perfect food. Sometimes it's difficult to know which food choices are the best. We know in order to be our best metabolic, as far as metabolic health, we need to exercise. But sometimes it's hard to go to the gym, or it's hard to do that exercise. If you're like me, you're not always perfect. So that's why every day I use Unicity products to help make sure I am as metabolically healthy as I can be. Right now, we have a responsibility. There are many bad things going on in the world. There are challenges to our immune health. There have always been, there still are challenges to our metabolic health. There is a growing number of people with problems like diabetes and heart disease, but we know enough to help. Now more than ever, we have a responsibility to help change the world. Thank you very much for your time and attention.